This is Katie Hunter for MMA UK. I'm here with Ian Garry.
All good. We had a bit problem with technical issues. My fault. I kicked over the camera. Big long legs.
So we're doing this interview at Team KF. We've said all this already. I'm over in Dublin for a few days, and so I couldn't not pop by and see you.
No, thank you for coming over. It means a lot. Especially with you being over here, it means a lot. And I'm glad you got some training in with the guys.
Yeah, it's been amazing. So the main thing that I wanted to ask you about, obviously you were announced for this Cage Warriors London card a while back. Still no opponent.
Yeah, look, it's annoying. It's a bit frustrating, but as I've said before, I never train for an opponent, so I have full faith in Ian Dean and the guys at Cage Warriors. They want me on that card. I know they want me on that card with the exposure of the UFC being the next day and me being a prospect and having a good bit of hype behind me, so I understand that. And if you look at the guys they have on the card, they've got Morgan Charrier, they've got Smee Fadir, Paddy, Mason Jones and myself are the main card.
Yeah.
They're the future of Cage Warriors. That's the guys that are next in line to go, in a sense, or they're the hype. So it's going to be a massive card. But I never, the guys at Cage Warriors know, I believe in them. They're going to get me an opponent. It could be a day's notice. It could be the day before the fight. It could be tomorrow. I don't know. I never say yes, or I never say no to anyone. I don't even get a chance. Chris will just tell me I have it, so it doesn't even come to me. So, which is the way it should be. He just says yes or no. Like, he's come into me and gone, we were offered this guy, said no. We offered this guy, they said no. I'm like, here, come on. He's like, we offered this guy, they said no. And I'm like, right, I don't care. Just tell me when we have him. Don't tell me about who's saying no. Just tell me when we have someone, and that's it.
So for this fight, it's been offered to a few people.
Yeah, it's been offered to a few people, and for whatever reasons, they've said no or they've turned it down, and it's not out of our control. Like, the fight's been offered to them, we've said yes. Look, I'd fight anyone. Do you know what I mean? I'd fight you if we had to. Do you know what I mean? I'd fight Chris if I had to fight him in London. Do you know what I mean? If that meant I had someone across the stage, I'd fight Chris. Do you know what I mean? I know he would as well. We just sit down and start swinging. I don't know if it'd end up well for me because he knows everything I do. So, but that's the case. I don't really care who I fight. I know Cage Warriors will get me someone. I know Ian Dean and the team of Cage Warriors are exceptional at getting opponents and getting the right match. I know they obviously want to test me because they're the best at building people up to become stars. I say this time and time again, Jack Shore.
Yeah. Perfect
example of building someone up, giving them the tests he needs at the time he needs them, and then towards the end of his career giving them the complete fighters who are tough tests, and then going out there and proving it. I'll say it time and time again because he's the perfect example.
But that's the thing, isn't it? It's not just finding you an opponent, it's finding you someone every time to test you a bit more.
Well, there's obviously different opponents offer different strengths. Like, someone might be an exceptional grappler, and then he might drop out and you may come up against an exceptional striker. So that's why, as I said before, I never train to suit someone else. I always train just to benefit myself, to expand my knowledge, to get better, evolve as a fighter myself, and grow in places where I feel I need to grow, or Chris picks that I need to grow, and Tom, we add certain chokes in, or just certain little nicks, and just where to pick up on where we need to and get to where we want to be. So that's what it's always going to be about. And then I have a great team around me. As soon as I get an opponent, they'll have a look at them, they'll tell me what they want me to work on, what they want me to implement into my training. And that's the way it always goes, and it's worked so far, so we'll keep doing that until it doesn't work. And maybe it might never work. It might always work, so we'll see. But so I have full faith that I will get an opponent, and if I don't, as I said to you, I'm gonna have a field day if I don't get one, because
you're going to name and shame who said no.
Look, I think Chris will do that at this stage. I think he's getting fed up, but I think I will do that. I need to do that. I feel like I need to call people out when they say no, regardless of the reason.
Is it a bit of a head wreck though, not being 100% sure if you're fighting?
Yeah, I know I will be, but there's a little bit in the back of my mind going, are they going to get me an opponent? Because I know.
And you don't want a can, do you? You don't want someone just for the sake of someone.
I'd rather not fight. I want to fight. I'll fight anyone, but I'd rather not fight than fight a can. Yeah. I'd rather fight the best in Europe. Like if you gave me like a Ross Houston or an Alex Lahore or any of them, like the top guys in Europe and at the welterweight division, I'd rather fight one of them than someone who's just in there to make up the numbers and put on a fight. That's the way I want to be. I'm going to fight either way. So I want to fight the best, and I don't just want to fight. I want to test myself, because I have everything to gain from everyone I fight. So I just want to go in there and put on a show, and the bigger the name, the better. The more eyes on me, the better I shine. That's the way it is.
And you're giving them another headache because you're also announced for the Belfast card.
Yeah, well, look, I think that one's okay. I think they'll get me. I think either way, if I get someone for this, then they'll have to get me a bigger name. If I don't get someone for this, I'm gonna have to start calling people out and start opening my mouth. Or I'll let him do it. I'll let Chris do it, because I think he could get under more people's skin. I don't like to annoy people. I don't want to. So the reason I don't call people out is because, do you remember when Conor was making it?
Yeah.
He's a perfect example, and everyone was saying, "Oh, he's kind of fast tracking it because it's his mouth, and his mouth got him fights that he shouldn't have got that quick." Now he put away everyone he needed to, everybody. But I don't want people saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be in that cage with someone. He got in there because of his mouth or talking."
Yeah.
Look, I talk when I need to, and that's about it. I don't like to talk all the time because I don't want that. But I'll fight anyone, anytime, and I want to earn fights and deserve the big names. I don't want to just be put in there because I have to. I want to earn that, and that's the way I want my whole career to go. Cage Warriors, UFC, the whole way. I don't want to step into a ring with someone, or a cage with someone I don't deserve to be in there. I want to earn every single bit of it and the whole way, so I know that when I look back at it, I can sit there and go, "Nope, no arguing. I deserve to do it. I done what I done because of my own hard work."
Yeah. So that Belfast card is headlined by Rhys McKee, who's fighting for the vacant title. Yeah. A lot of people think that he's going to be on the UFC Dublin card in August. If he wins the belt. That would leave the belt vacant again. How far off a title shot do you think you realistically are?
End of the year. With the way I want to go, I want to get London, Belfast. Now, we won't mention the UFC Dublin because
I'm going to come on to that.
That's later on. We'll go with just Cage Warriors for the moment. Then we got London again and Belfast, and then there's London again towards the end of the year. So there's about 4, 5, 6 cards that I would like to be on, and I'll take any of them because they're all spaced out, so there's enough time to grow and change and develop as a fighter. So we've got March next. And then 8 weeks after, we've got Belfast. Then I'd like to take a break, go Belfast, maybe London in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
But I might end up that Belfast in September again, and then whatever card towards the end of the year. So that's the way I'm looking at it. But never know, that could be cut short.
Yeah, so there is talk of you being on that UFC Dublin card, which is a huge compliment this early on in your career. Yeah. I mean, you've earned the compliment, but I even heard Sean Sheehan say that he'd spoken to you and like potentially you could fight on that UFC Dublin card and then go back to Cage Warriors for a while.
Well, that's like, this is something I asked Chris about. I was wondering, would it be a bit too early? Probably. I'm not going to say, I'm going to straight facts. Yeah. Is 5-0 too early? Probably. Is there guys in there who have gone in earlier than that? Yeah. There's guys gone in there 3-0. So if that was in America, I could be gone already. So there's no reason that they're coming to my hometown. They're coming to Dublin. A lot of the Irish fighters are signed to Bellator.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not getting into that conversation again.
I won't ask you about it.
No, I'm not going to do it because you'll have people texting you and they won't text me and they'll just start yapping the ear off you. But a lot of fighters are signed to Bellator, so there's not really a lot of Irish fighters to choose from.
Yeah.
So when you look at it and you go, okay, who is a young prospect from Ireland, from Dublin, that could potentially be the future of Irish MMA? Hi. Do you know what I mean? But that's it. So it could be, it very well could be too early. But as I said to people, I've got two more fights between them.
Yeah.
Check them both out. Well, maybe 2.
I hope so.
Maybe 2. Could be 1, but they'll be the indicators. Okay. If I go in and stiff 2 people, put them out unconscious, do you know what I mean? You can't not come to my hometown and not have me there.
Yeah.
Now, look, You know what I mean? That's fingers crossed. If the stars align, that's everything going well and working in my favour. I understand that. I completely understand it. But why not?
Yeah.
And I said it to Chris and I said it to Sean Sheehan, because he texted me and was like, is it too early? Yeah, potentially, but I've earned it if that's the case. I mean, 5-0. I've done what I needed to do. Every test that's been put in front of me, I've come out on top. If the UFC do come here, I would happily just fight in UFC Dublin and then go back to Cage Warriors, because that welterweight.
If you win convincingly in the UFC, though, it would be hard for everyone to watch you go back to Cage Warriors.
100%. But if the chance of me fighting in my hometown in the UFC is making my debut is once in a lifetime. They're not going to come back and do this again in 2 years.
They may do.
Not in 2 years though, or a year. It'll be a UFC London or a Copenhagen or a Sweden card, something like that. They probably won't come back to Dublin in a year. So it just makes sense. If it's there, why not? So look, I'm not getting my hopes up or anything. It's definitely a possibility. If I go out and put on 2 performances that I know I can and I know I will be able to do, we might get there. Fingers crossed. But there won't be any reason to say I don't deserve it. And if anyone has a problem with it, if I do get that call up, and even if it's a one fight, I know Chris said that they don't do one fight deals, but I'd love to maybe just get one fight and then go back and earn my way again. Go, look, here's a glimpse into the future, and the future, like what is to come.
I don't see why they couldn't change the rules for that.
So they might not. They might go. I might go in there, smash them, and they go, right, we're keeping this kid. He's just, you never know. But it's definitely a possibility, and it's definitely something I have my eye on, and it's in the back of my mind. I'm not thinking about it too much. I've got 2 fights ahead of me, and they're my main priorities. I mean, they're the 2 biggest fights of my career now. I know every fight is meant to be the biggest, but I have to go out and perform on these if I want to get that. I can't go in and scrape a win or go in and get, I have to do exactly what I've done in the last 2 fights, win and win convincingly, or the 3 fights. So I have to go in and do the exact same thing and just bulldoze someone down and get them out of my way, so I can do that.
Well, I would have been stunned if anyone as talented and ambitious as you didn't have their eye on that, even if it is early. But first things first, last time you were supposed to come to my hometown, the fight fell through, so I need you on this London card.
I love fighting on London, so the Unplugged one was great, but I was dying to be on the Night of Champions card, and obviously James fighting that night as well. It would have been a great night for the club. Obviously James's fight was a bit controversial that night, and we had to talk, but again, it just that card I would have liked to have been on, and it would have brought me a 4-0, and we would be sitting here going 6-0 is definitely a chance of going. But I would be so annoyed if I'm not on this card. But I have trust in all the guys at Cage Warriors. They do a great job. Sure, they got me an opponent in 3 days notice the last time. 2 days notice, and flew him over from Italy and got all the scans and all done like that. So I can't complain about them. I'm just going to sit back, do my thing, train my ass off until someone is named, or until they go, look, no one wants it. If no one wants it, Ian's having a field day with the press. So up to you.
Win-win.
Or you can give me a field day and I'll roast you all. Right? I bite my tongue a lot. If you let me loose, I'll be dangerous.
If this is you biting your tongue, I can't wait.
I do bite my tongue a lot. They call me the lip in the gym. Because of a big lip, and I just talk. Look, you probably all notice I talk a load of shite.
I'm going to run out of memory in a minute.
Talk a load of shite. But look, it is what it is.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much, Ian.
I have to get on that card. I really do.
You really do.
Have to do. Especially with the UFC the next day. That'd be kind of that little in where they go, have a look at this kid. So
Exactly. There's going to be so many eyes on that card.
100%. That's why I want on it. Me and Chris have agreed that this is the biggest Cage Warriors card of the year.
Yeah.
Regardless of personal cards, which would be Belfast, this one has to be the one that we get on to make the statement and get the eyes on. So
great. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.